So there's a plastic ring and a few lessons out in front of the house on the sidewalk, and it all became a fad that turned 1958 into this nationwide spin class. I'm Matt Hasquin. I'm a high school history teacher, and I'm taking you line by line through Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire, and up next is, well, hula hoops. When Billy Joel sings hula hoops, he's pointing to the late 1950s craze that showed how you can take a simple toy and, well, some mass production and then some buzz on television, and that could basically flip a country's hips in unison. Now, the idea of a hoop isn't new. People had been twirling vine or wood or metal hoops for centuries. But the post-war plastic version was something new. In 1958, American toy makers popularized a lightweight hoop made from modern polyethylene, and boy, man, the idea just caught fire. But why did it take off? You start with the materials and you start with timing. It was cheap and it was durable, and the plastic, well, it all meant that a hoop didn't splinter or dent or sag. You add to that suburban sidewalks and playgrounds after school, and a generation with time to play outdoors. Later, you can layer in demonstrations in parks, and then out in front of five and dime stores, and then you got radio jingles and TV newsreels that are filming kids and plenty of adults learning tricks, waist, neck, knees, passing the hoop, multiple hoops at once. And the toy just begged for public performance, so each new convert became an ad for the hoop. Sales went from novelty to avalanche status, millions in months, tens of millions within a year worldwide. Communities hosted hoop contests, PE teachers added hula hoops into classes, and newspapers printed, how-to diagrams. There was pushback too, though, eye-rolling editorials about juvenile fads and school notes about classroom distraction, and the inevitability of claims that, hey, we have injuries and these need to be banned, and none of it slowed the spin much. A fad's arc is a physics problem all of its own. So there's also a business story inside this circle. The hoop helped prove the fad template for the TV age. You have, one, an instantly learnable, skill, but it's endlessly improvable. It's visible. You can show it off the public. You can draw a crowd. It was cheap to make, and especially at scale with new materials. It was media friendly. It was great on camera. It was an easy headline. And the same companies that molded hoops also pushed other molded plastic hits, turning factories into engines of pop culture. Even when we have, the first wave fade, the hoop never vanished. It settled into playgrounds and fitness classes and street performances, and then it respiked with fitness trends. And today you'll see weighted hoops at gyms and LED hoops at festivals. It's the same circle, just new rhythms. With two words, Billy Joel captures a year when modern plastics and suburbia and media synced up, and a $1 toy taught a nation how to move. And the reason why it matters, well, hula hoops explains how post-war consumer culture worked. New materials meant mass marketing for kids. Kids became, trendsetters, and a simple object became a shared national story, and it created a lot of lifelong memories. If you enjoyed this particular episode, hey, I'm glad you did. It's not quite as exciting as hula hooping, but, I don't quite have the body for that anymore. But if you'd like to leave a comment, a like, a share, any of those things, that'd be great. We're going to move on next in the song from Hula Hoops to Castro. Thanks for watching.